Dummy Switch Pod. Boys are
Yes,
back.
sir.
How are
Yes,
you,
sir.
Chris?
Quarters. I'm good. I'm excited. First test of the season is coming up. So yeah, we it's the business. It's the business time now.
Business. It's that time. It's that time we look forward to. It's almost like Christmas for us.
Mm.
First of all, shout out to the Cheetahs. Well done to the Cheetahs and the
Yeah,
Pumas for reaching the final.
yeah. Great
But
game.
as much as the historic competition, as much as we love it, it's Christmas time. It's time to unwrap our presents.
Yeah.
First present, new Bok jersey. How are you feeling about it?
I look. I like it. It's nice. It's a box jersey. It's nice. It's just, the color. The color vibe has got that Hotman vibe. Scotch. If you see it from a distance, it's got that Hotman vibe. But when you look close, it's the South African colors. It's a nice jersey. I can't really complain. Me, I'm just scared of the Nike. I'm just scared of the Nike. But
Yeah, past
hopefully,
experiences.
yeah, but finally, man, finally. And what's your take?
My take, personally, I'm not a fan of the stripes. I'm also not a fan of the biceps. They put that yellow band for Etzebeth's biceps. I'm not
Highlight.
really, I like the solid green, but besides that,
Yeah,
all I'm just happy it's not the All Blacks jersey. That's all I have to
yeah.
say,
Hey,
because that
hey.
one,
No, the less said about that one, the better, right?
yeah. Now moving on to the team. The way the week started out was, first concern is Pollard, which
Mm-hmm.
if it was a calf injury, how many weeks ago? Realistically, he should be fit. So this
Yeah,
concern, I don't really believe it's a concern. I think that they're wrapping him up in cotton wool, they're
yeah.
protecting him, and they're giving the rest of the guys a look in.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Pollard in the position that he's in, it's opened the door for Manie Lubbock to continue. I think he had a good introduction to Test rugby at the end of November. He's carried that form through URCS. Unlucky Stormers didn't get the win, but that's past now. Now he's at the box. We can just continue, and I think, you know, it's this is prime time for him. It's his time, and no better team than Australia to do it against. And yeah, look, I think even from the Springboks management team, managing your the guys that you believe are your big players,
Yeah,
your blue chips. So yeah, it makes sense in a World Cup, yeah, to put him in that cotton wool, and I mean, it's 8 games. We need him for 8, we need the best players for 8 games. So yeah,
I
hopefully
agree.
before then they can get good practice time, get a bit fitter, warm-up matches. But yeah, it makes sense. And
It makes
it's
sense.
money's
It makes
time, man.
sense.
It's
Yeah,
money's
it's his
time.
time. I don't want to hear anything about Rob Dupree, please.
Mm.
I don't want to hear
Yeah,
anything about
and
one
no,
camp
they've
Rob.
got Alton there as well. Alton has got value. We talked about this already. This one is. I mean, even the Springbok management team, they even underlined it,
Yeah,
by calling him back to say no, he's got value there. So let's leave that one. It's case closed. Case closed. He's got value more
case
than
closed.
what's Robert De Bruyne going to bring in a World Cup here? Tell me, tell
I
me.
personally,
What's he going to
I
bring in the
can't
World
tell
Cup
you. I
here?
can't tell you anything
Uh,
he's gonna bring.
they must
I
stop
can't tell
playing
you
games
anything.
here. They must stop playing
Yeah,
games. Elton, at least he's been there. He's won big games. He's done big things. In that green jersey. So yeah, it's a case closed.
case closed. Looking at the back line, experimental. That's what the feel I get. I feel it's a mix. The whole team I feel is experimental. But if you start on the back line,
Mm.
Reynard comes in. He needs the game time. That's Reynard is, I don't know how many minutes that guy's played in the last 4 years for the Springboks. It's not many. It's really
It's
not
not a
many.
lot. It's not a lot, but he's got caps. You know,
Yeah.
he's got caps, and if they're sticking with their formula of guys that have been in their system, they trust them, they say, hey, look, But what I like as well is that the counterbalance to that is that you see even Grant Williams, he still continues to get his opportunity.
Yeah.
And basically that's
I'm not fighting it. I'm not fighting it. My whole thing is my personal belief is they've put out a team like this to say, look, guys, fight for the plane ticket.
Yeah.
Fight for the plane ticket. And that's exactly what this is. And they've given him preference because he's been there. So next one, Mani Lebok, he gets the preference because of the form that he's been in. The wings, we can't complain. Those guys are ballers. Those guys are ballers. Those guys could even start for the main team, because this isn't really the main team. But they could start
these guys is just for more confidence in the green jersey, because I think look, they definitely gonna be featuring in the main team. So you gotta keep you gotta make sure that your next guys, your next best, or probably even some of them you could argue even their best, that they stay sharp, because anything can happen, and they need to be ready. So wings, you can't complain.
Besides that, Willie Leroux, obviously he's Willie Leroux. In the centers, that's where I want to bring it to. I can see why they've left maybe not as much game time as you would have liked, but is it looks like they've taken Jesse Creel. It looks like he's gonna start against the All Blacks. The one question mark I would have is Esther Hazen. I personally, go on Creel.
He's not gonna start against New Zealand.
I believe he will. I believe he will. If they're starting in this game, I believe he will.
Yeah. Okay, if he starts, it's his last chance. It's his last chance. It's his last chance. No, then it must be his last chance. If he starts at 13 ahead of against New Zealand, then it's his last chance. I think it's just to make sure that he's sharp, especially in that channel, because he's got an engine, he can go. So we got to make sure he's fine-tuned,
I think they're playing him because he's not sharp and he didn't get as much game time as he would have liked. And that's why he's here and he's not there.
Yeah, man, he's still your number one. He's going to play. If he doesn't play, okay, put it this way. If the World Cup starts tomorrow, I believe would start. Yes.
So although that is our A team,
I
believe that they're just starting Creel for some reason or another.
No, it's fine.
The question mark for me, I'm not a Shark supporter. So the question mark for me in this backline is Esther Hazen. I don't he hasn't had, I can't think of a good performance he's had in a Bok jersey in the limited time that he's been there.
Yes. Yeah, I can agree with you there. He hasn't been able to take his club form. Whether that was from the Sharks when he was still at the Sharks, and now from Harlequins, and to take it there at Bok level and really show it. Because obviously, I think Test matches is a bit more. There's more pressure. It's a bit more conservative and things like that. But by now, you'd also like to believe that this is also his chance, probably, to force his way to push Jesse Creel up, in my view, because then he can at least cover 12 and 13. I would rather go with Estes than Jesse Creel, The issue for me is I don't think he can cover 13 and he doesn't cover wing. Jesse Creel is covering other positions. So, personally, the man cover, I think the guy that's gonna kick Jesse Creel out for me is Moody, because Moody can play wing, he can play fullback, and he played center in high school. He just hasn't had game time there recently. But if push comes to shove, he can do it. He's a baller. Yeah. He's a baller. If push comes to shove, he can do it. He can do it definitely. Okay. I can accept that, even though you don't have to be fully on board, but I can accept and see your point of view, So So yeah,
Yeah.
but I still think that Este is, and it's still his last. Also, it's for him. It's also his last chance to show that okay.
Yeah.
But generally, he hasn't had bad performances against Australia. Generally, it's just against other teams. So, we can just hope that now he can maybe show something different. Let's see, because we want to see this evolution. But
I'm open to it.
But I hear what you say. I just like him because he brings that bulk in at 12. Why I like him is that he can bring that directness, because sometimes our backline tends to not be direct, straight, hard running lines, and getting over that advantage line, which is a big part of how the Springboks want to play. That's why I lean a bit more to him, but hopefully he can prove his stocks, and show that okay, yes, it's his time as well. Somebody else must take a backseat.
Yeah, he needs to show us something, especially us that don't support the Sharks. We need to see something. Forward pack. Big news is Jean Klein debut. You've said that he's already checked he's already looking at his seat on the plane. He's picking window seat, aisle seat.
Yeah, now it's just integration. Now it's just get used to the Booker, yes, and then it's just getting used to the field, just remembering that, so it doesn't tackle the wrong people on the field, I'm just saying, that's what it is. That's what it is. Because, like I said to you, there's no way he's gonna just switch like that if there's some sort of
guarantees.
Yeah, now they're saying, "Hey, my man, go have a taste," and he's about to do it. So I got no qualms there with the forward pack. I mean, even if you look at Marco van Staden being in there, I think even at the Bulls, we even mentioned it to the Bulls, he was like a lone soldier where you can see that he's a cut above everybody else,
Yeah, but my thing is, since he had that major injury, I think it was around December, he hasn't been at the heights that he was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, he has been a lone soldier at the Bulls, but I'm looking for those same heights, and I believe he will get there, especially in this game. And the thing is, like,
yes.
I like the balance of that pack.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people say they're not as mobile as maybe you'd want them to be. Peter Steph, I think he operates well in the trams. How they get Kolisi to go nicely there, a few runs on the wing. We've seen Peter Steph do it before. He's filled in that role before when Kolisi is not there. Van Staden, he'll bring the energy. Dwayne, he'll bring. I think it's a serious.
This is a serious team. This is a serious team, serious loose trio. I think he also serious team. I mean, we're talking loose trio. We spoke second row. I mean, Marvin Ori, we haven't even spoken about him, but that his tactical ability, especially with the lineouts, is very valuable. And he's shown that even at the Stormers, and he's just grown. There was a time where it's almost like he seemed, I don't know how else to put it, but he just seemed like he was a bit playing within himself, where you could see, man, that you wanted more from him, and he's been delivering that consistently, and then you look at that front row as well. Yeah, this is a serious team. You can't say this is, yes, as much as it is experimental, but there's no excuses here, and you're at home. And I think we should be at a point now where it's non-negotiable when it comes to home games, regardless of whether it's World Cup here or whatever, with it just, if you're looking just at the team that they put out, man. I mean, even if you look at the bench as well, in terms of what they got,
bench Grant Williams and Willems, that Grant Williams, that one is break in case of emergency. If something goes wrong, you throw those two on and they can change things. Deon Fourie, the same guy. to an extent. RG, same to an extent. You know, these are some serious guys, man.
It's serious, man. You know, so that's why I say, you know, you can't help but be excited, you know, with the way that things are looking to kick off, you know, and shape up with the squad selection right now, and just being in the World Cup here, you know, now it's guys have to prove themselves, and this is the most interesting time, you know. But at the same time, we have to be wary of the Aussies with Eddie Jones. They'll be rejuvenated. You know, they're very much. Yeah. We mustn't mistake that they'll be alive. You know, so that's going to be the real test for this team at Loftus. Is, you know, can they sort of shut the Aussies down, because they've also, I think historically they haven't done too badly at Loftus as well. Even though there's been times that they've been hit at Loftus, but you know, they can pull one of those on South Africa. But like I say, it's non-negotiable. We have to be wary of them, you know. But we have to say home game non-negotiable. We have to build momentum, especially with the sort of injury clouds and, you know, the ifs and whatnots, you know, because a lot can happen. So momentum, I think, is key.
Yeah, personally as well, you think about the excitement that there's been around this week. For us not to get the win, it takes us back a lot of steps.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the public back on your side. You've got people excited. This is the time to start gaining that momentum. So it'll be a big letdown if they don't get the result. Personally, I think Australia will do well, but I think it won't. We'll pull it out the fire. That's what I believe. It'll come crunch time, and we'll find a way. That's personally that's especially at Loftus, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I mean, if you look at that back line, let's just talk back three, right? You look at that back three, you can see there that there's definitely the counter-attacking threat. I mean, it's quickly Arensah, Moody. They're just going to continue on from that connection that they have at the Bulls, but then the experience there of Willie Leroux, who's also, you know, not shy to see counter-attacking opportunities. I think, you know, that's maybe a secret weapon that South Africa will have, you know. And then you've, like we mentioned, Grant Williams and Willems as well, also equally adept at breaking games, you know. So yeah, it's exciting, man. It's exciting when you're looking at this team. It looks like, you know, we can. I just want to see that evolution that we spoke about, where we have that ability to, you know, if we need to play tight, we can. If we need to play, you know, tactical kicking, we can. If we need to, if there are opportunities there to take the ball out, we can, you know. And then the execution rate, you know, when you get in the 22, you have to convert. If you don't, you know, against the Aussies, because depending on the team that they're going to put out, they can hurt you from anywhere as well, you know. So it's exciting, you know. It's exciting, but we tread with caution as well, because it is Test rugby after all.
Yeah, moving on from that, guys traveling to New Zealand. Kitshoff, I think, is hanging back. There might be an injury, I think, to Oxenchair. Big boys, Marks, Etzebeth, Diaga, Mostert, Kwaka, big boys, you know, Colby and the likes. The only guy that maybe stands out there is Jean-Luc Dupria, and of course Creel, as we've mentioned. Actually, you know, the biggest one that stands out is Kolisi, because I don't know if Kolisi is going for moral support or Kolisi is going to actually play.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, you know. But I don't think you'd be going there if he wasn't playing, if he wasn't going to play.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Maybe he might feature off the bench, you know. Maybe, you know, or he'll just, you know, Captain Fantastic and just, you know, we are here, I'm leading, you know.
Oh, he's looking for some healing waters in New Zealand there. You know, he's looking for some healing waters. We never know. We never know.
He needs to get in touch with Naholo Waisaki Naholo's uncle, you know. You must get the context there, you know. So
yeah, but that one is to be investigated further in the future.
Yeah.
Big news club this week. The Bulls. Firstly, they bought another union. They bought Boland.
Hey.
Secondly, they kicked Sbu Nkosi out.
Yeah. Hey.
They
The
say it's a
Bulls.
mutual agreement. You know what mutual agreement says to me? We're gonna give you some money, then you must go.
Go. Just take
Yeah.
this and go. Just take this and go. You know, I think, yeah, you're right there. But I think the Bulls, uh, I don't know with the buying Poland. Hopefully that boosts Poland rugby in terms of money being in there, and then they can also start sort of competing and getting to, you know, that Curry Cup level, you know, because they're behind the Griffins, you know, a lot of the teams are maybe, you know, that can work out for them. But then in
I
terms of the
think it
Bulls
will,
signing,
but
yeah,
like the thing is, it also legitimizes the fact that they steal all of their youth prospects. So it legitimizes it a bit.
yes, at the same time, you know, because it's just securing a pipeline, you know, it's
Yeah.
like a production line. Basically, that's actually what it is, you know, if you're thinking about, you know, they're just securing their production line of talent from the Poland, you know, saying, okay, this is where we're sourcing, you know, so yeah. But hopefully the spin-off from that can also be beneficial to the Poland region, you know, where
Yeah.
even the players that don't necessarily play for the Bulls, but that, you know, you have they can increase their play pool there and start being more competitive as well, you know. So
Yeah.
maybe that's a spin-off from that.
Yeah, I believe it'll work well, especially think of guys when, like, let's say Varsity Cup ends, just send some of those guys
Yeah,
that side for
yeah,
game time,
that's
whatever.
a good thought.
They can do something like that instead of sending them to terrorize Pretoria Club Rugby. But besides that, signings, Jaco van der Walt, Mkhunu, Sergio Peterson, Sebastian de Klerk goes back, Gumete goes there, Eke van der Merwe, and Vili Leroux. For me, better recruitment than last year. But for me, like Gumete, you've got to wonder, will he kick off? Is this the right place for him to kick off?
Yeah.
Who else? I think that's about it. Eka, I think they needed him to replace Bismarck.
Yeah.
The other guy they
And
have
to start
there, his name's
really
eluding
putting
me. I don't think he's stepping up to the
Grobler,
plate.
Johan Grobler.
No. The Vessels is not stepping up to the
Vessels.
plate.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
think
the guy that they
Eka,
changed from prop to hooker, ne?
yeah,
Was it who? Yeah, yeah.
I think he's not
Hooker prop
stepping
part.
up, so he's gonna fall behind Eka. But yeah, lots of signings from them.
Yeah, there are lots of signings, and yeah, yes, look, better recruitment, but still a bit underwhelming, you know, for me, you know, because okay, you've got Akafanameva, he can bring that intensity, yes, strong ball carrying, you know that he's got that spark. Okay, but then automatically me, I go to where I was identifying the problem is in the locking division. You've got young locks, yes, you know, they can be physical, but you know,
No. Those guys aren't physical. I refuse.
no, that's what I said. They can be.
If okay,
They
yes,
can
yeah,
be.
okay. Yeah, they can be, but you know, we can all be things that we are not.
Yes.
Personally, I don't believe those guys are physical at all. I don't believe those guys are physical at all. If Ruan
Yeah.
Famak is making meters against your team, you must fire a defensive coach, because some of those guys, they can't. There's no bulk there.
Yeah, you see, so exactly, there's no bulk there in the locking division. Gumete, you mentioned, look, I don't know, you know, they've got Nkunu coming in there. You've got Nkunu, you've got Matanzima now. Like, for me, it's like, okay, what's going on, you know, because he's another lucid. So, you know, if we start like looking at, okay, why are you getting these guys? That's what I'm saying. It's better recruitment, but underwhelming in a way, you know.
I've seen it where I've seen him. I've seen him play tight, so I think I'm not too sure. Like when he was at the Cheetahs and he came back, he was playing tight.
Is it Kuta or is it Tutu? It's
No, it's Kunt.
Kuta Kuno, okay,
Yeah.
okay, tighthead, okay, my bad. You know, when you said Kuno, automatically I'm thinking Tutugu, and I'm like, yeah, why? You know, but yeah. Okay, so that's okay. That balances that out, you know. But yeah, still Van der Vault, you know, for a while they've been backing Christmas, so clearly they believe that this is not the guy, you know. That's a clear message for me, you know, because I Van der Vault, I don't see what more difference he's gonna bring. You know, honestly, if he's just like a like for like replacement or same player as Chris Smith, you know, maybe just got a bit more gas, you know, but you know, so yeah, especially the cleric as well. Yeah, man, it's just better, but also underwhelming.
Yeah, I think those were the main talking points this week. Any closing remarks from you, Chris?
No, Box just gotta do it at home. You know, home ground, first game of the season, no excuses. We want to be happy, so they need to do the things.